Many people argue that gameplay is more important than graphics, and while that is arguably true, the importance of a game's visuals should never be overlooked. For starters, it's the first thing you notice about a title. When you see a trailer for a game, you don't know all the gameplay mechanics, nor do you know how it feels to play. But if they're using real game footage, you can see how the game looks, and good graphics can capture your attention and even serve as a visual stimulant. So in this video, we're going to discuss the top 10 most realistic games in the world. But before starting the video, be sure to smash the like button and subscribe to never miss out on any of our videos. Number 10. Assetto Corsa. You don't just turn the wheel and go from left to right with Assetto Corsa. This game has got it all going on behind the scenes to create one of the most realistic games around for driving fans. The game replicates real-world physics, car dynamics, and tracks with astonishing accuracy. So whether you're drifting around corners or racing down straightaways, you get a more realistic piece of the action. Authentic car models and laser-scanned tracks contribute to the overall realism, making you feel like you're actually behind the wheel. Number 9. Red Dead Redemption 2. Red Dead Redemption 2 is known for being one of the most detailed games of all time, both in its mechanics and visuals. The latter means it's also one of the most realistic-looking games ever. This is best observed by looking at all the animals that populate the land. The critters seem so lifelike. It's easier to notice because the game doesn't move at too fast a pace. You're encouraged to take in the open world and explore while you witness the slow demise of the iconic Van der Linde gang. The recommended requirements aren't anything to laugh about either. For NVIDIA users, a GTX 1060 or above is absolutely crucial for a great experience. AMD users will need to opt for a Ryzen 5 1500X or above to get such results. Should you meet those requirements, you'll get to experience the most visually impressive Rockstar game to date, with few issues. Number 8. Arma 3. For those seeking a realistic military experience, Arma 3 sets the standard for tactical simulation. You'll find yourself right in the middle of authentic combat scenarios, demanding strategic thinking, coordination, and precision. With a dedicated community of modders and an emphasis on teamwork, Arma 3 offers a unique blend of realism and camaraderie, making it a standout choice for fans of military simulations. Arma 3 is a tactical military simulation game that prioritizes realism and authenticity, offering an immersive experience for players. The game's weapon handling is highly realistic, with accurate firing rates, recoil, and bullet drop, requiring players to adjust their aim and technique accordingly. Vehicles are also simulated with realistic physics, including accurate handling, damage modeling, and weapons systems, making them a valuable asset on the battlefield. Players must also manage their characters' fatigue, injuries, and encumbrance, which affects their movement and combat performance, adding a layer of strategy and realism to the game. The game's tactical gameplay is also noteworthy, as players must use cover, concealment, and teamwork to succeed, as enemies use realistic tactics and AI, such as flanking and suppressing fire. Overall, Arma 3's focus on realism and authenticity makes it a standout in the gaming world, offering a challenging and immersive experience for players who value realism and strategy in their games. Number 7. Death Stranding. In Death Stranding's first teasers, you got to see a virtual version of actor Norman Reedus that looked just like the real thing. From that point on, it was clear that this action game was going to be very visually impressive, and the graphics are certainly a sight to behold, and not just for the protagonist. Every character's face in the game looks so real. It's easy to notice because most are modeled after real people, such as Mads Mikkelsen, Guillermo del Toro, and voice actor extraordinaire Troy Baker. It isn't just good face scanning tech that allows this game to have realistic visuals, though. The environments you traverse while making your many deliveries look outstanding too. Number 6. Gran Turismo 7. Gran Turismo is one of the most popular racing game series in history. It has been around for many years by this point, and it has typically set the standard for realistic visuals in racing games. Yet, the early installments don't get anywhere near competing with Gran Turismo 7 in the graphics department. There are certain scenes where the game shows you a few different shots of a car, and if you see them out of context, you'll be forgiven for thinking you're watching a real car commercial, as they look that realistic. Number 5. Cyberpunk 2077. Enter the neon-lit world of Night City, a sprawling metropolis full of mystery and danger. Cyberpunk 2077 features stunning visuals, dynamic weather systems, and a complex branching narrative that changes depending on your choices. This dystopian adventure is made truly immersive by the game's deeply customizable characters and realistic NPC interactions. You're going to need a fairly powerful PC if you want to explore Cyberpunk's Night City. This game chews through your system memory, requiring at least a GTX 1060 and 12 GB of RAM to play on minimum settings. If you want to bring out the beauty of Cyberpunk's dystopian setting, you'll want a rig that can handle ray tracing. Number 4. Horizon Forbidden West. There are many games set in a post-apocalyptic world. In most cases, the worlds are bleak and run down. They're certainly not a treat for the eyes. Things are different in Horizon Forbidden West, though. This is a post-apocalyptic RPG set in a bright and vibrant world that has mostly been taken over by machines. So the predicament isn't great for humanity, but it's hard to think about that when you're admiring the beautiful and realistic-looking wilderness in the game. The character models look fantastic too. Number 3. Call of Duty. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is considered one of the most realistic games in the series, with a focus on authenticity and attention to detail. Here are some features that contribute to its realism. Weapon handling. Weapons behave like their real-life counterparts, with accurate firing rates, recoil, and reload animations. Ballistics. Bullets follow realistic trajectories, taking into account gravity and penetration. Sound design. Weapons and explosions sound authentic, but focus on immersive audio. Character movements. Player movements like sprinting and mantling are fluid and realistic. Environments. Levels are designed to resemble real-world locations, with accurate architecture and details. AI behavior. Enemies behave like real soldiers, using cover and flanking maneuvers. These features combine to create an immersive and realistic experience, making Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 a benchmark for realistic games. Number 2. The Last of Us Part 2. An area gaming graphics have long struggled with is facial expressions. Games have typically had nice-looking faces that don't look too real when a character speaks. This is understandable since making a face look real when it's moving means getting the minute details correct, like the movement of the mouth and creases in the skin. The Last of Us Part 2, though, proves that realistic faces can be created with today's technology. As such, you can recognize what some characters are feeling just from their facial expressions alone. This allows for more subtle storytelling than you see in the average game. So while it's a divisive entry in the popular series, number 1, weapon handling. The weapon handling in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is highly realistic, with attention to detail and authenticity. Here are some features that contribute to the realistic weapon handling. Accurate firing rates. Weapons fire at their real-life rates, such as the M4A1's 900 RPM or the AK-47's 600 RPM. Recoil and muzzle rise. Weapons have realistic recoil patterns, requiring players to adjust their aim. Reload animations. Reload animations are accurate and detailed, including chambering rounds and ejecting magazine. Weapon weight and balance. Weapons feel heavy or light, affecting player movement and accuracy. Trigger pull. The trigger pull is simulated, requiring players to press the trigger with a realistic amount of force. Bullet drop and penetration. Bullets follow realistic trajectories, dropping over distance and penetrating surfaces accordingly. These details create an immersive experience, making players feel like they're handling real weapons. The game's attention to weapon handling realism adds to its overall realistic feel. Let us know your opinion in the comments section below. This was all for today. Hope you liked the video. Do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Stay safe, and we will be back soon with another video.